Okay.
Okay, so first of all, welcome everybody, and thanks so much to Donna for willing to, we just didn't know how many people would show up for this and live, and so she offered to have us use her Zoom account, so, because I don't even know how many mine accommodate, so she was just willing to do that, so thanks so much, Donna. So I know that you guys, when at retreat, I wasn't really able to go through, any one of my systems focused in those four areas we talked about. Just because of time, but I did say that I wanted to just give you kind of the full picture in one aspect. So that's the purpose of this call tonight. Diana, it's very hard to hear Stephen. I'm really loud over here, so I don't know. Is everyone having problems hearing me? So for some people it's echoing, I hear fine. Well, hopefully if you miss anything, you can just go back in the recording and hear what you missed, because other people seem to be okay with a little bit of an echo. So Stacy was perfect timing that last night she went on to the group page for the retreat and she posted her steps to creating a system. I'm going to touch on that throughout this training, but she laid it out quite eloquently and very simple. So hopefully that's a way for you to have building blocks to look at all of those areas that I mentioned you want to build upon with systems for your business. As Stacey said, you just need to be willing to start. Okay, I think that's the biggest problem that many leaders face is they are so against the idea of starting somewhere, whether or not they know what they're doing, and really much of what I've accomplished with my systems for my business and my team, I started not knowing what was going to happen and just rolled with it until I got it to a place where I felt like it was serving me and it was worth my time and getting me the return on investment on my time that I wanted. So as she mentioned, a basic 5-step process, Stacey, for developing system consists of the following. 1, identify something that needs work or you want to grow or needs changing. 2, ask yourself, in a perfect world, what would I like my results from this system to be? 3, brain dump all of the ideas that you might possibly want in your system. 4, build your system based on your priorities, your personality, and your time. And then 5, implement and commit to your system. The more you implement the system, the more belief you will have in it, and the more confident you will feel when you're teaching it to others, and the more likely they are to follow your lead, okay? Many months into the business, I was having great success, but I wanted more. I had heard countless times that host coaching is where you make your money, and the party is where you pick up your paycheck. So 6 or so months into the business, I realized that I really wasn't getting as many bookings from my shows as I would have liked. And I was stuck at a certain show average that I knew could be better because it was below the national average for what the show average was. Now, I was doing primarily virtual parties then, and obviously the national average, they kind of base it on cooking shows. I think it's like 600 or 650, but I was looking at the whole thing holistically and saying there's no reason why my virtual parties cannot be what the national average is for cooking shows or any other kind of show, okay? And so I thought to myself, what is the missing link here, right? Even though I had curated what I thought was a great show experience and environment online, which one would think would incite people to purchase and book, I realized the host really is that thread that links the customers to us and therefore drives the success of our online parties. And again, I do all online parties, so unfortunately and fortunately, hopefully for many of you, this is really the crux of this whole training tonight. So I thought to myself, how can I actually get my host to commit, right? How can I engage with them so that it seemed like a partnership versus just a transaction? And host coaching and online parties is equally, guys, if not more important versus in-home shows, and that's in my opinion, for great sales, but also most important, well, equally as important, obtaining future bookings and being able to share the opportunity with enough people. Because of course, these are the guests that the host is willing and follows through with adding to the group or event, whatever you do. Successful host coaching helps to ensure your party experience for guests is organized and purposeful, which will in turn attract guests to want to book with you and or sell our products as a consultant. Being intentional and purposeful with your host coaching also helps to form a relationship with your host. And the biggest thing for me, the goal here is to help them understand why you are instructing them to do what they are doing leading up to the party. If they don't understand that, there's no buy-in. Oftentimes we book parties from parties, right? And especially online, we don't really know many of these people from the cable guy, and likewise, and vice versa. So it's very important for them to have some sort of buy-in to listen to what we say. And by informing them of why we're telling them what to do and how it will benefit them, that's where that takes the relationship, okay? They then feel that you are invested in their party's success, and they are more likely to follow your lead and to, quote, work for you. And by that, I mean help you secure bookings from the party, sell our products for us in the show, and suggest products and things that people might like by tagging their friends, etc. So having a system in place for this, guys, and really anything for our business allows us to work smarter and not harder. And you heard this over the course of the weekend at retreat in the various presentations. And most importantly, it allows us to focus more on our weaknesses as consultants. I'm telling you right now, if you are not constantly auditing the way you run your business and seeing what you're not doing right, there's no way you're ever going to get to be doing and accomplishing all the things you want from your business. Okay? Having a system for host coaching specifically helps you to appear to the host as the authority on how to run the best virtual party, and that they should listen to you, which is paramount. Okay? So now let's dive into my specific host coaching system. And my system really includes actually duties for the host to do, but also administrative tasks for myself associated with my host coaching system. And at the end of this, I'm going to share my Google Calendar. I'm going to show it to you guys so you can see exactly how I block off the time. Somebody wanted to see that. I'm not going to show you every single thing scheduled, but I will show you everything related to host coaching. And really the way that it is all scheduled so that there's no way I can really let it fall to the wayside. Okay? So my parties are 7 days long with 2 days of pre-party and 5 days of themed product. They all begin on Friday and they end on Thursday. The reason that I start them then is just because right now it's proven research that the busiest days on social media for engagement are Friday and Saturday. They were Thursday and Friday. At one point they were Saturday and Sunday. So it really hasn't changed over the course of several months. So this is how I run mine. Again, it really doesn't matter when you start or finish them. But for me, I want to start on days where the engagement is the busiest, the traffic is the highest. My host coaching begins when I book a party. That's literally when my system kicks into gear, okay? I tell the host that I'll be adding them to a few of my past shows, a very bad show where the host didn't earn anything, and a very good show where they earned, and again, that can be whatever your best show or most recent best show happens to be, right? I do this immediately, and I tell them which show was good, and I ask them to scroll and tell me why they think it went well. I will hear responses like the host posted daily, the host tagged their guests in the games, the host tagged friends in different products they thought they might like. And then I ask them to scroll the bad show. And I ask them why they think it did not go well. And their responses are obviously the opposite of what they said for the good show. Now, some of you may be thinking, this is outside of my comfort zone. I don't know if I really feel comfortable doing this. Guys, the beauty about it being all online is that there's really no reason not to do it. The only thing that will happen is perhaps the host won't respond about that, and that's not a big deal. But what happens in this instance is when I add them to these two different shows and they give me the feedback that they found by scrolling through them, I ask them which host do they want to be. Do they want to be the awesome host who earned tons of free stuff from their couch in their sweats, which is what they signed up to do, or did they earn nothing? Okay? This way, from the beginning, you're essentially setting the bar as the consultant for what the host needs to do to have a great show. And this knowledge essentially seeps into their subconscious, right? And every time they engage with me during the host coaching process, which we'll talk about that too, that little voice of expectation, very small, reminds them of the person who earned nothing as a result of not following my lead. I don't send host packets. I know that's like a big no-no, but I don't send host packets because I ask my hosts if they want them. And overwhelmingly, they don't, because they signed up to do an online party because they want the ease of it. They don't want to have to deal with paper, etc. However, we always want to get a couple outside orders from these Facebook parties because there's some people that aren't on Facebook, colleagues or whatever. So I will always ask them, would they like me to send them a handful of catalogs with the link on a label to order on the catalog cover? If they say yes, great, I'll send them in the mail. If they say no, I'm probably not going to actually pass them out. I'm not going to waste the shipping. Okay? In a perfect world, we're booking shows at least for the next month in the current month, right? So we're essentially driving our business forward versus running to catch up to it, okay? I typically, however, I like to be booked 2 months out. And I would advise you to strive for that too, and I'll talk about why in a second. So as part of my host coaching system, I will always reach out to my hosts starting parties at the start of the month prior. So for example, on February 1st, coming up, I will reach out to all of my March hosts to confirm that we are still a go with language like this. Hi, Mary. I'm so excited for your Pampered Chef online party to start on XX date. I'm really pumped to help you earn free goodies from your couch. And if they booked from a host, the host will earn any one item or set half off when it qualifies. It's a win-win for all. Can you confirm we are good to go ASAP? Smiley face. So this not only allows me to know a month out if they are still in, so I can juggle my schedule, right, and move a party up and replace the later one with the lead time I have if they cancel. But essentially, again, subliminally, it holds them accountable to follow through because their friend is expecting to benefit from it. And again, since this is all online, you can really get away with a lot with a smiley face at the end of it, okay? So the real meat and potatoes of my system begins on the Tuesday of the week the party is set to begin, okay? So on the Tuesday of the week of the party, so for example, tomorrow, I will create the party in Consultants Corner using the information I got from the host when they booked, so all their contact stuff that we need to create it, right? You always want to get that information immediately when they book. This way, you have other means of following up if the initial method of contact is no longer successful. So for example, sometimes people, if they're always on their phone and they don't use a real computer or an iPad, sometimes their phone will just, it will uninstall Facebook Messenger, the app, and so all of a sudden you're sending them messages, and unless they know where to see them on their, if they log into Facebook on a browser on their phone, they're not going to see them. So they're not going to get my messages. So then you have a way to text them to say, hey, and this past week I had to do it to 3 people, which is annoying, but that's what it is. I messaged them and I said, hey, Donna, I just wanted to reach out to you. I tried to message you via Messenger the way we initially connected, and I couldn't get you, so I wanted to follow up here. And then I send that I would send that message that I just talked about when I'm confirming their show, etc. But this way, you kind of have a couple other methods to hopefully save the show in the event that the initial method goes to pop for whatever reason, okay? And then when you create the party, obviously on Facebook, you add the host as one of the people. You have to add somebody to create the group. So I always add the host in that moment. And again, that's Tuesday. So once the party is set up on the back end and on Facebook, I message my host individually with the following message. Sorry about the sirens. And I will share I feel like this is out there, but I will share all of this on this page for you guys, all the language, so you have it, okay? Sorry. Hi there, I'm so excited for your Pampered Chef party to begin this week. I've created your Facebook group and added you, so look for a notification from me and click OK at the top. Now it's time to add friends. You will want to add over 100 people from your friends list. I'll talk about that in a second, because then usually 30 to 50 will decide to become a member of the party and click OK to see posts, and then 12 to 13 will order, giving you great party sales and host benefits. Don't prejudge. Everybody eats. And the beauty of a Facebook party is that it really isn't awkward adding people you haven't seen for a while. Note that my hosts who do not add over 100 people usually do not have successful parties. Follow my lead. Let's not have that be you, smiley face. Adding friends to a group is tricky as they have to click OK to be added officially. It sometimes takes people you might add a while to see the notification to then click OK. So they will still appear as a friend you can add to the group even after you just added them. I would encourage you to make a list of people as you add them so as to not add them multiple times by accident. If you can't find the group, actually click into your groups from the Facebook homepage on the left under Explore. Scroll and you should see it at the bottom and you can approve yourself to be added. I have tasks like this each day to make sure your party rocks. So what I've done there is I've told them what to do, but I'm telling them why to do it. And that's the key here, right? It's telling them something to do, but telling them why, okay? I want you to add over 100 people because this will happen. This will be the number of people that order, and you'll have a great show, okay? So that's on Tuesday of the week of the party. So on Wednesday, the week of the party, that's all I do on Tuesday, okay? On Wednesday, the week of the party, I will Facebook message each host individually, again, individually, with the following language. And again, I'll show you on my calendar when I do this, okay? I'm so excited for the pre-party fun to start in just a few days. Please post this text and link to your group together on your personal Facebook wall. It will help to capture some additional people who may have missed your ad notification and remind them you were having an online Pampered Chef party. So then this is the language I have them post. Hi all, I'm so excited to be hosting an online Pampered Chef party right here on Facebook starting Friday. You can play games to win prizes and shop for awesome kitchen gadgets from your couch. My consultant is really fun. I've added most of you to my party group, but if you are not added and want to party with us, because again, guys, remember, I'm telling them to add over 100 people. If they have 600 or more friends or 1,000 friends, there are going to be other people that they prejudge that they don't think will be a part of it. But this is a way to capture the people that actually want to be there, in addition to the people that click they want to be a member of the group initially. If you were not added and want to party with us, just click the link to my group below and request to be added. It's that simple. Facebook is always making changes, so some people get notifications about being added to a group and some do not. Go to your Facebook homepage and look to the left under Explore for groups. Click and scroll down to find my group for the party and approve to be added. Okay, so that's Wednesday, right? And what you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you note how many people were members before they posted this on their wall in the morning on Wednesday, okay? I'll get to why in a second. So Wednesday, the week of the party, same day, in the evening, I send them another message and I say, hi there, I just wanted to let you know that just from posting what you did earlier today, your party members went from XX up to XX. Even if it's just a handful of people, guys, that's still something to tell them because again, it's reinforcing that what you instructed them to do is working. And then I would say, that's XX more just from a simple post. Would you be willing to post the same language and a link to the group tonight, again, on your personal wall? Your friends log into social media all different times during the day, so there's a good chance we will capture even more people that want to party with us by posting it, not only in the morning, but also at night. This is the last post on your personal wall, I promise, smiley face. And then when they say yes, hopefully I have had very few not agree to do this, I would send them the same information and the link, or I would say just use the same information as earlier today. Okay, and then let me find this. So then a host coaching administrative task for me is once you want to go into the invited section, once you click on the members in your group, and you have the option to send what's called a reminder to all of those people previewing the ad to the group but haven't accepted or clicked OK yet. And so I will do this on Wednesday. I will go ahead and send these reminders, and it's a lot easier to do it on your phone with the app than it is on a computer. It takes forever on a computer. I do this after the host's second wall post. So at that point, usually there's a robust number of people that have been added by the host, and I have a bunch of people in a pool to remind them that there's an invitation. Now, I don't know what Facebook sends out as that reminder. I'm assuming it's a notification or something, but I know that I see my numbers go up when I do it, and usually at least two of the people that those people will normally end up ordering. So it's worth your time to send the reminders. And then Thursday, the week of the party, in the morning, I will send again a Facebook message to each host individually with the following language. And this is no matter the number of members in the group. Okay, I want to create a sense of urgency. I would say, hey there, so I have a challenge for you. We need to get your number of members in the party group up. Facebook and its rules are constantly changing. Sometimes people don't see or get notifications, and this can hurt the success of your online party. If I give you the language to copy and paste, would you be willing to personally message 20 to 25 people from the group you added that you think would actually be interested in the party, but perhaps have overlooked being added? It's just copying and pasting. You don't have to, of course, but it is a surefire way to capture people who actually want to be a part of your party and will likely spend to support you. Smiley face. Now, as we know, in the in-home party, in the checkout chat, right, you always want to offer the opportunity first, because if they don't take the opportunity, then they're more likely to do the lesser, which would be booking a party. So it's the same thing here. I'm going to ask them about messaging people personally. I've had a few that don't feel comfortable doing it for whatever reason, and that's fine. So for those that are willing to do it, I would say, great, here's the language you can use. Remember, personal messages. Hi, I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I'm hosting an online paper chef party that starts tomorrow on Facebook. I added you to the group, but you may have missed the ad due to Facebook always changing. Just go to Facebook on the homepage, under Explore, on the left, and click Groups. Scroll down and you'll see my party. Click into it and click OK to be a member if you want to participate. My consultant is awesome and there will be some freebies. Who doesn't love free? So that language has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with the host. It says, my consultant's giving away free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? So it's not confrontational. It's all about the people and that are potential guests, right? So if they say no, that they're not comfortable doing that, I say, no worries, I understand. Would you at least be willing to tag 15 to 20 friends in one of the posts you did yesterday on your personal wall about the party who you are pretty confident would want to be a part of it? Good friends, foodies, people you know with disposable income, and especially pampered chef junkies like you. Folks are busy and often overlook notifications, but probably want to be a part of your party. Everybody eats. Are you willing to tag them? It takes a few seconds. Okay, I cannot tell you from these things alone during the week of my party how exponentially my numbers grow. Just from being intentional and having something that essentially covers all the possible ways to have people included in the party. Okay, so then on Friday, the week of the party, in the morning, I will create a group message with all of my hosts for the week, and I'll send them the following. Good morning, all. You all begin hosting online parties with me today. This is the group message where I'll post your daily host post for you to copy and paste, picture with text, into your group and not on your personal Facebook wall. It is very important you do this daily post and in the morning, as it will show your guests you are engaged, even though you are copying and pasting. The more you engage in the group, the higher the sales will be, trust me. Also, to ensure your guests are taking advantage of the chances to win games for raffle tickets to the grand prize, make sure to tag them in a comment on the daily game I post. And lastly, pay close attention to how little I do while running your parties. This is the first opportunity seed planted. You could do this too and earn commission and free product from your couch. You could use a Kit credit from the free product you earn to sign up on my team. If you have any questions, I'm here. Today's post, make sure to post the picture and text together on your group wall. So that's the morning on Friday. Okay, now one thing I also do is I do I don't have a really cute name for it or anything, but I send my hosts in the morning of the party starting, I send them each individually a voice clip. I am not a morning person, although I'm getting better at it. So they're not going to want to see what I look like in the morning. Okay, so they're going to get my voice. So I send my voice, and it's basically something like, hey, Donna, oh my gosh, I'm so excited your party starts today. I'm about to put you in a group message with the other hosts that are starting their parties this week with me. I'm really, really committed to getting you as much free product as possible, so you really want to make sure you remember what you saw from those two groups I added you to a couple months ago, the really good party and the really bad party. Think about what the good host did to earn all of that free product. I really want that to be you. I'm here to help you succeed. Okay, what that does is that reminds them that I'm a real person and that I actually am invested, and it kind of kicks it off with a human, like it kicks them off knowing that they're dealing with like a human, and while they're going to be seeing a lot of posts from electronically in a party, that they're actually dealing with a real person. Okay, and so the sample posts I send every day, I'll include this in what I post, but I'm sure you do these. They're all call to action posts that I give the hosts. They elicit some sort of response. Okay. I'm making a wish list. I'm anxious to know what your favorite products are and what you use them for. Go. You'll get a ticket to the grand prize when you comment. And then there's some sort of graphic. The party officially begins today. Glad you all could join us. Now let's get started. Let us know you're here by commenting below how we know each other and what you're looking forward to learning more about the party. Fun things like pictures or inside jokes are encouraged. Okay? One of the other important pieces, how many of you, well, and I can't see all of you, so I'm just going to assume you raise your hand. How many of you have had hosts that have taken forever to close their parties? I'm just going to go ahead and look and see. Yep, okay. So you have to set the expectation for when their show is going to close and hold them accountable to it, okay? The middle of the party, and this is in my calendar, I'll show you, you want to make sure that you're making, I send this to the host in the group message. You want to make sure that you are making your wish list so that you are ready to go on the last day of the party at 8 p.m. Eastern is my time zone to place your host order. Your guests have generously supported you and are waiting for their items. You will have 2 hours to get your host order in. I will be around to help with questions. You can see how to order with this graphic, and I send them a picture of how to order from a phone or a computer. Now, for those of you with direct ship, it's a little trickier because their guests are already getting their items shipped. The way you could couch that is that the host doesn't really know that the guests are getting their stuff sent to them immediately. So you could couch it as it's a customer service aspect. I really want to get the whatever closed. So that's, I don't have experience with direct ship, so you'd have to kind of finagle it a little bit for that. I've only had 3 hosts ever not close their party on the same night. Now, some of them do it later than 10 o'clock, my time, and I may be asleep, but when I get up in the morning, all the happy host emails are there and I get everything submitted in the morning when I want to get around to it. And when a host says to me, oh, well, I didn't know that I had to submit it by then, I send them a screenshot of when I sent the message where everybody saw it and nobody commented about how it would be a problem. And then I send them a screenshot and said, well, I sent this earlier, nobody had any problems with it, so I'm going to hold you to it. Right? I don't let the shows hold on forever. Okay? And then the last thing I would say, because again, guys, your host coaching system, your process should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It starts when you add them to your parties, or in this case for me, when I add them to the 2 parties. The middle, the meat and potatoes, is the week of the party. And then the last thing is, I always survey my guests on their party experience via either, and you can do this via a Google survey or I like to call it a focus group message. A Google survey is self-explanatory, obviously. I feel that that's a little impersonal. So I wanted to do it via personal messages, but so I pick 5 of the most engaged guests from an online party. Usually I pick those who I've interacted the most with, or those who have agreed to do parties in the future, or those who have spent $75 or more in the party because they're obviously invested in the product. And then I'll run what I call a focus group. So I do a group message, and I ask the 5 people, and I include the host in this. I ask them the following questions. What did you like most about the party? What was annoying about the party? What would you like to have learned about during the party that you didn't? Would you recommend hosting a party to a friend? Do you feel like you learned enough about the business opportunity? Please compare this party to other direct sales online parties you've attended or hosted. So sometimes, like, we don't want feedback. We don't want to see that we actually are not doing everything right, but it's super important that you are willing to self-audit and reflect on yourself, okay? So how does this work? So towards the end of the party, I reach out to the 5 I want to be involved in the Facebook message. Obviously, it's future hosts I will have already friended, but for others, I friend them. Then I send a group message to get the dialogue going. I tell them that I'm putting their 5 names into a hat for their participation, and we'll pick out one to add a free gift to their order, which is essentially the impetus for them to give me feedback because they have a chance to win something, a 20% chance. And how has this helped? So I actually started doing this back when I was in the business for, I think it was like my 3rd or 4th month, and I was seeing these posts in the different Facebook groups about, oh, I had $1,000 party, I had $1,000 party, and I was like, I was mad. I was like, why am I not having $1,000 parties, right? I thought I was doing everything right. I thought my content was good, right? But then I realized that I'm the one judging that I think everything is good. I'm not actually soliciting feedback from the people, the customer who's always right in most cases, right? And my host. So I decided that I would go ahead and do that. And after the wave of parties I did where I had this focus group aspect to my parties at the end that included the host as a part of their wrapping up of their host coaching, I went from having a $700 party to then I had my first $1,000 party after I did this and made the changes that I heard from them. So a couple of those changes, and this is going to be a gasp, are why are you showing us power tool? Why are you showing us expensive things? We can't justify to our partner or spouse or whatever dropping $150 on one thing in an online party, something that I haven't even touched or felt or used, like at a cooking show, for example. They said that it would be a much easier sell for them to go to their partner or spouse or whatever to say, oh, I spent $100, but I got 10 things. Okay, so I was like, because I had a day of cookware and knives and all this expensive stuff. Now, do I sell a rock crack or something every now and again? And in Blue Moon, yes. But I don't have a day anymore devoted to power tools. And then, oh, somebody mentioned to me, they said, I had no idea you had replacement parts. I didn't really want to buy anything new in the party, but I want my old stuff to feel new again. So you should probably put that replacement parts are available for long-standing products. And guys, I study my numbers hardcore every month. I sell a solid $100, $120 in replacement parts probably every 2 weeks. I think it is. So just think about that. well, for me at least, $240 in sales that I'm making X commission off of that I wouldn't be if I didn't mention that we sold replacement parts. Okay? Because people are inherently lazy, unfortunately, and they're not going to dig to find in the website where the replacement part section is. Okay? And that's what I heard actually from a host. So again, I would have never known that if I didn't include the host in that feedback session. Oh, and then lastly, when I first, number one, also they said they wanted more call to action posts, more engagement posts, which was on the product days. So I do 2 days of theme product, 2 days of pre-party stuff, which is engagement, and then I do 5 days of theme product. And they were like, we miss the engagement posts that were not around during the product days, and they wanted more of that. So now I have 2-3 posts a day in my product days that are engagement posts to keep them invested. And then lastly, one of the hosts gave me the idea to do themed product days, which I wasn't doing. So one of my days for product is stoneware, one day is bakeware, one day is my favorite things, one day is what's new, one day is gadgets. That all came from getting feedback from other people. Okay, so that is literally it. That's my host coaching system for me. So let me show you my calendar really quick, and then I'll open it up to questions. I think I can screen share, right? Okay, so again, I'm not showing you all of my calendar. I'm just showing you the stuff related to this topic. But so here you can see, so here you can see Tuesday, host coaching tasks, set up on backend Facebook message hosts. That's what we talked about for Tuesday. And this is a reminder, this is weekly. See, every day on Tuesday, it's a weekly reminder for me. Okay, because here's the thing, guys. I'm up probably about 10 o'clock, so I need like a minute to like get my life together before I can actually do anything work related. So, you know, for you, this might be 10 o'clock, or maybe your hours are different than mine. Okay, so here you see, I do the host coaching task personal wall message, which I talked about. I do that earlier because I need more time between when they do it in the morning and when they do it at night again. Here, host coaching tasks. Thursday, personal messages, call to action. This is, again, a reminder that happens every Thursday. Friday, host coaching task, group message host, private, pump up message, right? So this is all the stuff we talked about. And then on Saturday, on the days when the party is going, send host daily post. Again, a weekly reminder every Saturday to do that. And then here, I don't know if you can, I don't know if I can't scroll down, but here at the bottom, you'll see party follow-up. So I schedule the time for me to go into my, now am I in my parties at times during the day? Not during this time, yes. But this way, at least I block off a period of time where I'm in the party and I'm responding to guest questions, I'm posting game results, blah, blah, blah. And then I set aside a power half hour that's a part of that full hour every day to do something related to my business that I need that's income generating. So customer care calls or making contacts or whatever. And then if you go into the next week, you'll see send daily host post. Tuesday, the same thing. And then, so then here, Friday, February 1st, reach out to the next month host to confirm. It's nothing really monumental. You just have to commit to doing it, which is going to take accountability on your part to actually commit to starting. Okay? So does anybody have, I'm pretty good at time. Anybody have questions? You would have to unmute yourself, I think.
When you send the message out at the beginning of the month confirming, how many people on average do you have that that decide not to host?
Not really, not many. This past week was very unique. They didn't cancel. Well, one ghosted me, which I've never had that happen. And then honestly, and then two of them, the member numbers weren't there, even though they did listen to me, and so the members were like 8 members, and that's not going to be a good show. So I just said, this is a time investment on your part and really on mine too. And I said, it just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for you and your friends who want to support a party that you're hosting right now. But I understand some people don't have the luxury to do that, right? Like I've overbooked my schedule because I account for any of these things that might happen. So, yeah, I would say it's rare that I have people who cancel.
How?
So I do 8 to 10 shows a week. Let me see the chat messages. What about the hosts that ghost you? I do have hosts that ghost me from time to time. There was one this past week who basically, she responded to me and she said, "Oh, I'll get to that later in the week." And I was like, no. I have a process for everything I do. I was like, so if you can't commit to doing it, then this might not be the right time for you to do a party with me. So I'm very, to the point. But again, guys, you can do that if you overbook and pad your calendar. On your calendar, do you have the actual words and images that you send the host? No, I have a document that basically is on my desktop, and that is like, it's in the files in my team page. So like it has everything I just talked to you laid out exactly. And I encourage all of my team members to download it to their computer so that they have it saved on their desktop, so that every day they just have to open it, copy and paste, and send whatever. Robin, do you have a backend system to track what shows are booked from host? Nope. This will probably surprise you too. Let me see. So I have a book. I keep all my shows for the month written down in this book. That's all I did for day one. I don't have it on a calendar. I don't have anything like that. I find myself, I'm a visual person, and I like the idea of being able to look at it and actually see what my calendar looks like and hold it, and so I have everything written down. I'm pretty good about remembering who booked from what show. But if it's pretty far out, like sometimes like in January, early January, some people booked like late April, and there's no way I'm going to remember somebody that booked in late April from a January party. So I will put next to their name like Jay Erickson, who was the name of the host in the book. How do you do the voice clip that you send to hosts? It's easy. There's when you're in Messenger on your phone, the app, there's a little microphone when you are in a chat with somebody that you just hold it and you can talk into it. and then it sends them the message. How do you do customer care? By text, message, or personal call? I do customer care. I'll be honest with you, I didn't do customer care for a real long time. I know, terrible. And then I got to a month, several months ago, where I didn't have the show schedule I wanted, and I was forced to do customer care calls, and the return on investment from the customer care calls was like what everybody said, and I was like, why wasn't I doing this? So I do customer care calls by text. And I basically just text the person that ordered, and I do this. I don't do it in real time when they order. It's a part of what I do when I'm closing my parties. I send a message to each of the hosts individually, or the guests individually, and I basically thank them for their order, and I ask them if there's any questions they had about, about when things will be delivered or whatever. And then, I'll bring up the idea of, do you have other items on your wish list? We could book a party, da 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 da. But many of you know this. I use something called the host booking challenge to get my parties booked. So I'm usually good and set with the parties before the party ends in terms of things I have booked. How much time do you spend interacting with people on a party? Do you personally message them? Interaction, guys, right now, especially with all the Facebook changes, is key. I found I like all of my posts that I do via Post My Party. For some reason, the algorithms shoot those messages up to the top, or those posts, and they give people notifications. For some reason, I don't know how it works, but it happens because my engagement has been off the roof since I've done this. I also do one of those welcome message posts in my group where there's a button on the right that says you can welcome all the members. And so it'll tag all the members, and then I'll remind them that they need to click the notification button and click all posts versus highlights so that they don't miss anything. I say that like 3 times during the party. And then I also comment on every single comment and every single person's comment on any comment, because that does something with the algorithms to bump things up so people see it more. Do you make your host an admin in the group, and your last posting is Thursday, but do you let the host have Friday? No, they're not an admin, and no, they do not have until Friday. Unless somebody wants to order and they say, oh, I want to order, but I don't get paid. And then I say to the host, is Mary going to order like a citrus peeler, or do you think Mary's going to order like a lot of stuff? Because it's really not going to benefit the host if it's just something super small, and they can always get that at another time. Are the posts you give to the host to add to the party always the same? I change them when I get bored with them, but they're all call to action posts. So it's like, if money wasn't an issue, what any one item or set would you love to have in your kitchen? Sound off for a ticket to the grand prize. You're stranded on a dessert island, and you can only eat one dessert to survive the rest of your life. Which dessert would it be? That's usually on baking day, so it's call to action posts. Host booking challenge. That's a topic for another time that I can share on the retreat page. Will take more of the time than we have. You can copy paste these voice recordings. I believe you can, yes, but I make them personal because with these parties, everything that you do with a personal touch goes well beyond anything that is automated. When do you send your host your booking challenge? The host booking challenge is sent in the middle of the party, so normally it's the 4th day. I have a host right now that her party still has 4 days left, and she's at $1,000. So I already sent it to her because I wanted to wrap it up and be done. So I have one less to do on the 4th day. How do you keep track of entries into prize drawings? So I actually don't. So I say that, you earn a ticket to the prize, but in the end, I just pick the most engaged person that orders. I mean, I used to keep track of it when I started, but I just can't do it anymore. So, and I know a lot of you too, so you do too, so stop shaking your head. And I don't see any other questions. Does anybody want to come off of mute and ask anything? We have like a few more minutes left.
On your notes that you do, how do you set it up that you can easily copy and paste it?
You mean the messages?
Yeah, all of your scripts that you're copying each time. You said you put them on the desktop, and then do you just
Yeah, so I do all of my so I just find that all of my logistical things related to my business, it's much easier to do them on a computer, a physical computer.
Okay.
On my phone, like you have to open it and then download it and then like highlight something and scroll. And it's just, and I mean, I'm a big guy, I got big fingers. So it's just a pain to do that. So for me, I just make sure all things logistical are during the period when I'm working my business in front of the computer so that I can open something, highlight it, copy it, send it, pull up each of the messages, bam, 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 send them all at once, et cetera. It's just easier for me to do it that way.
From the desktop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, for example, when I'm in, like, let's say that I'm in bed at 9:30, which rarely happens, but it might happen. That's when I might do my half-hour party, like where I'm in the parties and I'm clicking on Messenger on the Facebook app, and I go into Gail's party and I like all of the comments and I respond to all the comments on my phone. Right? That's something that's like more maintenance versus logistics. And maintenance stuff I can do anywhere on my phone. But it's the logistics stuff, and I encourage my team members to do that too. It's just easier. And honestly, especially for new consultants, less frustrating to be able to do something that's right in front of them that they don't have to like flip on multiple things, and it's just easier to have in front of them on a screen versus a little phone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Can you share what questions you wait, what's the focus group question about the business? Oh, the focus group questions are, what did you like most about the party? Recipes, games, themed product days. What was annoying about the party? So the annoying about the party, that's what got me from 10 days to 8 days to 7 days. I personally will not go less than 7 days, no matter what anybody tells me, because normally it's a very small segment of people that say that. And I just feel like that there's too much product to show that if I do less than 7 days, I'm doing disservice to the guests, because I'm not showing them everything that we have to offer. What would you like to have learned about that you didn't? Would you recommend hosting a party to a friend? Do you feel like you learned enough about the business opportunity, and compare this party to other direct sales online parties you've attended?
Can you post those?
Yeah, they'll be in the document that I put on there, yep. How many, wait, can you share what questions you ask? I did that. Do you use groups for your parties? Yes, I use groups, and I use Post My Party. No, I will not share an outline, because we as leaders should be working to create and cultivate and curate our own authentic online party experience, right? Great, thank you. How many product posts are you making each day? I do 16 posts a day in my product days. I know you probably do a lot. 16 posts a day, 4 in the morning, 4 at lunchtime, 4 at 5 o'clock when people are leaving work, and 4 at 9 because I want them to be thinking about me and Pampered Chef during their REM cycle. And on the product days, 16 of those 16 product posts, one is like 4 or 5 tips or hacks, one is 4 or 5 recipes. And then there are at least 2 engagement posts, like what's the craziest thing you've ever eaten, or pick which kind of toast you love in the morning. And it's like 1 to 14. There's all the different kinds of toast that you can pick. How many product posts are you making each day? I said that 16. How many engagement posts do you do on pre-party days? The entire day is engagement posts, with the exception of a post about tips, a post about recipes. And do you go live ever? So I go, a live video in a group is considered a highlight. So I don't know if you all know this, but basically, even you as the person that created the group, you and all the people you add, or the host adds, are all considered to be seeing highlights in the group. So they have to actually select all posts to see all posts and get notifications. Otherwise, they're going to get like one random post that whenever Facebook decides that it's a highlight of the group and what's being showcased. A live video is considered a highlight. So I probably should go live more than I do, but I just don't really have the time, honestly. But I would say going live, I mean, it's a way to hit up people that are not seeing all your posts. They're just on highlights. In each group of 4 posts, how many minutes apart? 1 or 2 minutes. Facebook does not, first, they're not interested in batch posting anymore as a red flag. So I do 1, 2, 3 minutes apart. Doesn't matter. I used to do, back when you got Facebook jail, I used to do like an hour apart, which was such a pain, but now they don't care about that anymore. We'll do 1 more minute and then I got to hop off. I got another call. Hopefully this was helpful.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Very helpful.
No, nobody? Okay.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. And I've heard it before and I loved hearing it again.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel bad some of you have already heard it, but the thing I would say, guys, is I said this during my presentation at the retreat, like I know many of you want to grow and go up the career plan, and I'm telling you, I would not be where I am and with the team I have, which I adore, if I did not suck it up and realize that I had to employ systems to work my business smarter, not harder. Because then, as I said, I was able to find weaknesses that they were unchecked because I didn't have the time to put towards them. So I would encourage you, if you're somebody that maybe makes excuses for why you don't have systems, put the excuses in a bag and throw them in the trash and get to work. Okay? Thank you, Donna, for recording. Donna, you can send it to me and we'll post it whenever she has a chance to do it. But I hope this helped.
It does.
Okay. Bye.